in the United States, he's had his issues. The loss to Guzman, which you referred to, a split decision win over Carlos Contreras, a fighter he should have probably handled a lot easier than that. So he has to prove that he can be a road warrior here in the United States.
Very typical of Thai fighters. He's quick, he's strong, really loves the body attack, and he has no fear, saying he'll face anyone, including Manny Pacquiao. But he feels very, very prepared, fully fit, mentally and physically well acclimated, having trained under the watchful eye of American trainer Bobby Villiver over the last month in nearby Las Vegas. So some of his fans on hand. Terdsak Jandaeng, not exactly a household name, but trying to become one starting tonight. Well, he's got his fans. It's been an exciting era for Mexican fighters, and Juan Manuel Marquez, highly decorated in a generation of celebrated Mexican champions, but there have been issues of missed opportunities and inability to capitalize on the great comeback versus Pacquiao, and more recently the unexpected loss to Chris John, albeit controversial. This is a guy who desperately needs to win tonight and win impressively, Al.
And if he can do that, he will have a shot at a world title and maybe even have a world title in his hip pocket. He has long been considered, as you pointed out, one of the best of the featherweights, and in the twilight of his career, he wants to drive that point home.
A 13-year pro has won 44 of his 48 fights with 33 knockouts. Highly skilled boxer, obviously also willing to brawl, as illustrated by his memorable fight with Pacquiao in 2004. Should point out this is an interim title fight because WBO champ Scott Harrison's scheduled defense back in May was canceled after he was arrested in a nightclub incident in his native Scotland. Harrison entered an alcohol rehab clinic and hopes to return to the ring in November against tonight's winner, who becomes the mandatory. All right, let's size him up now as we take a look at the tail of closing in on 33 later this month, almost 8 years older than Jandaeng. The height is even, but Marquez with the 3-inch reach advantage. And at yesterday's weigh-in, Marquez under at 124.5, and the same for Jandaeng at 125. And the key unified rules for this fight: there is no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. A fighter can't be saved by the bell in any round. If an accidental headbutt causes the fight to end within 4 rounds, it's a no decision. After 4, they go to the cards. If a punch causes a cut and the injured fighter can't continue, he loses by TKO. So here at Mont Blue Resort Casino in Lake Tahoe, Nevada, getting ready for our main event, the WBO Interim Featherweight Championship between Juan Manuel Marquez and Terdsak Jandaeng. The official introductions from our ring announcer, the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and we welcome you to the beautiful Mont Blue Casino, Resort and Spa here in Lake Tahoe, Nevada, as it's time for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Gary Shaw Productions in association with Romanza, Mont Blue, and Showtime. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the WBO President Francisco Valcarcel, Supervisor Rudy Paz, along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the Chairman Skip Avancino Jr., Commissioners Dr. Tony Alamo, John Bailey, Joe W. Brown, and T.J. Day, with the Executive Director Keith Kaiser. Our physicians at ringside, Dr. Stephen Brown, Dr. Damon Savala, Dr. Todd Chapman, and Dr. Jeff Davidson. And our timekeepers at the bell, also keeping count of the knockdowns, Jim Carpenter and Rose Fain. Introducing to you our 3 judges scoring this bout from ringside. From Las Vegas, Nevada, Dwayne Ford. From Delray Beach, Florida, Michael Pernick. And from Gardnerville, Nevada, Doug Tucker. Introducing at this time our 3rd man to the ring, our referee in charge, working in this, his 131st world title bout, Jay Nady. All right, fans, here we go with our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the interim WBO Featherweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Mont Bleu in Lake Tahoe, Nevada, it's showtime! Introducing to you first on my left, he is fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing yellow trunks with red trim, joining us all the way from Bangkok, Thailand. He weighed in at 125 pounds with a fine record of 24 wins and 1 defeat. He has 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, he is making his first attempt at a world title. Please welcome the WBO #1 ranked featherweight contender, introducing Terdsak Jandaeng. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with black trim, hailing from Mexico City, Distrito Federal, Mexico. He weighed in at a trim and ready 124.5 pounds with a record of 44 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. He has 33 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked the WBO #2 world contender. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former WBA and IBF unified featherweight champion of the world, introducing Juan Manuel Marquez. Once again, a referee in charge, Jay Nady, now to give instructions.
Obey my commands. Good luck. Yeah. Touch close. Let's go to work.
Well, the excitement meter definitely rises when Marquez faces an aggressive opponent, and Jandaeng is not shy. Mexican fighter, historically a non-aggressive counterpuncher, a notoriously slow starter. Jandaeng, will he come out free swinging and work for Manny Pacquiao versus Marquez? He's a rugged, awkward southpaw who can switch to orthodox. More of a pressure fighter than Marquez's last opponent, Chris John. And I got to tell you something now, the wind is really beginning to whip around more, and the skies are looking ominous.
Yeah, we were concerned about rain, and right now there is the possibility of that. That impacts things, but Jandaeng, Marquez has had from time to time, but in the last 8 rounds against Pacquiao, he attacked very, very well. Some of the things I mentioned in the keys, using the jab, the overhand right, and moving his head, not being a stationary target.
Beautiful quick combination by Marquez. Jandaeng does have a habit at times of carrying his hands low, but as we pointed out, extremely fast hands, really digs to the body. He can brawl, very self-assured. Well, we'll see if he has what it takes against one of the most skilled guys to come out of Mexico in recent years.
One of the big things, and we want to look at it as this fight continues, Jandaeng tends to throw his right hook to the body and really dip over when he does it, leave himself wide open for an overhand right, and that, of course, is a great punch for Marquez, so that's something to look for.
And even though Marquez's career is a little on the precarious side right now, he cannot take Jandaeng lightly and look ahead to the really big names that he wants, like Barrera, Morales, Pacquiao. But he doesn't seem the type to do that. Wild miss there by Marquez, coming up short with the right.
Steve, they are both throwing home run balls right now. And I mean, they both just missed. Straight lefts from Jandaeng and overhand rights from Marquez.
Do they know something we don't know? Maybe they're trying to get this thing over with fast before they have to roll out the tarp.
You do baseball. You got your rain delay stories ready?
I have many rain delay stories ready. Many, you know, this is a brother theme tonight. I can tell you some not so funny brother stories.
Yeah, you know about every famous brothers.
Yeah, well, yeah, when we were kids, my brother Al used to beat me up, and Marv would call the one-sided affair. That's how it all started. I know you'll get back to your room later and really relax. when you get that. Round one continues.
Listen on the inside. Jandaeng has not started quite as aggressively as we would have anticipated. And I think part of that is he has a healthy respect for Marquez and that overhand right.
Combination by Marquez, and Jandaeng says, okay, show me more, bring it on. Let's see what you got.
That was a good straight right hand. You know, Marquez, one of the...
So now showing Marquez a left hand.
That's what Pacquiao landed against him.
Yeah, he's landed a few of those, 2-3 good left hands. Right hand by Jandaeng, very willing to stand by the time frame with Marquez. On the horizon, here's what we were talking about, some heavy clouds, rain clouds. They were expecting some thunderstorms later here in the Lake Tahoe area, and let's hope it all holds off until after this fight.
One of the weapons that lefties have used against Marquez, including Pacquiao's the straight left, and that one just nicks the chin of Marquez. And of course, it's the punch of choice when you're facing him.
Do it. 1, 2, jab. 1, 2, jab. Okay, come back. 5 hook kick.
Second down. Let's go.
Bobby Villiver speaks English in the corner. The trainer, another corner person, then passes the information on to Jandaeng with hand signals, often using numbers. Al, I would think that could get a little confusing.
We've seen that before in some corners, and yeah, anything that eliminates quick and specific instructions in a corner can be a problem. There was a right hand by Marquez toward the end of the last. Things that is impressive about Marquez is he can deliver that right hand either straight or wide, whichever way is more.
To be in there versus southpaws in important fights, versus Pacquiao, Derek Gainer, Freddie Norwood. Terdsak Jandaeng clearly doesn't have the same marquee value. Nevertheless, a fight in which Marquez cannot afford to slip. He wants to regain a title. You hear that wind whipping around in our microphones.
Good short right hand by Marquez.
Marquez said something interesting to us yesterday in the fighter meeting. He's fought 5 or 6 lefties. He told us he finds lefties easier to fight. He's got to be in the minority.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's 100% true in his case. He's had some trouble with some of them, but certainly has some wins over the likes of Gainer and the draw with Pacquiao, which some people think he could have gotten a decision. And as I said, in the last 8 rounds of that fight, he did figure him out very well. Much less punch volume than you and I saw on the tapes we saw of Jandaeng. He's been much more measured here.
Yeah, he's being very cautious here. This, of course, the biggest platform he has ever been on. Maybe a little bit of awe at the moment. Trying to get warmed up. Nice body shot with a left hand, a left hook by Marquez. Hear that wind kicking up again.
Marquez just likes it better when the man in front of him will instigate the action. He's better as a counterpuncher. It's not that he'll just throw one punch. He's a great combination puncher. He just wants his opponent to start off the action. And right here, he's doing a very good job of instigating as well.
Yeah, he usually doesn't initiate the action or lead with his punches. He waits for guys to come to him, but he's putting on a little more pressure here than we're used to seeing.
Jandaeng's people were very specific about how they were going to pressure Marquez, but it hasn't materialized quite that way so far.
Oh, nice uppercut. You see that? Jandaeng right on the chin and it stunned him. And now Marquez got the win. He's coming on this way. Jandaeng's in trouble. For the second time in his career.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You okay?
He gets out with about 8 rounds to play.
Okay, I got him. Hey, wait. No more. Hands up. I told you, keep moving. Hands up.
Marquez has all kinds of power, we know that. And there's the left uppercut that stunned Jandaeng. You normally don't throw that punch from that far out and get away with it. Marquez did, and from this point on, the power punching, not just to the head, but the body. There's the left hook to the body by Marquez. How smart of him to work the body as well as the head in this instance, and he landed some wicked shots. And then the knockdown, and almost a knockout, with Jandaeng just barely beating the count, will come here from, again, the left uppercut. Marquez saw that punch worked before, used it again, and it's astonishing Jandaeng got up.
I am amazed that he got up. Round 3. Coming off a brutal round for Marquez, looking to pick up where he left off. Boy, what an explosive attack towards the end of round 2 for Marquez. I think he's right. He really does think southpaws are easier. Hand to the head by Jandaeng. A right uppercut to the chin of Jandaeng. Marquez countered beautifully. Low blow by Jandaeng. They keep going though.
But Jandaeng
and Marquez just ripping back. Jandaeng with a left hook. And on the shoulder. Low blow against Jandaeng. And a warning by Jay Nady.
I mean, he's on the borderline. That was low, but he's close. You got to give Jandaeng credit. He was in monstrous trouble, and he is throwing some big punches and
tremendous condition to be able to withstand all this punishment and then fight on and continue and look pretty good here in this round. There's a hand by Jandaeng.
He's finding a home for that straight left, and we know he's a good body puncher.
Time! 1 point.
Oh, he's taking a point.
1 point. 1 point. Low blow.
For the second round.
Box.
They're close to the belt line, but Jay Nady thinking they're low, I guess.
Usually you get 2 warnings, but there's another straight left hand to the jaw by Jandaeng.
Oh,
Low.
No warning by Jay Nady to Marquez. He let it go. So this is getting really rough now.
this is a very interesting round. Jandaeng hanging in.
Right shot there. Look at Marquez, and Jandaeng came through with a couple of shots of his own.
Not a place for the faint of heart in that ring right now, on all levels. And the uppercut of Jandaeng now very good against Marquez. And there's some swelling underneath the right eye of Marquez.
Well, this is turning into a vicious fight.
Marquez, that's been a good weapon for him.
And it's Jandaeng coming forward. But this is the way Marquez fights. This is the way he likes it. Left hand, but partially back. Back comes Marquez with a couple of shots.
Point taken away. This could be a 2-point round.
Jandaeng. Marquez answers with a right.
Jandaeng is one tough customer.
They're letting their hands go. Yeah, he is. We told you how rough he was going into the fight. He's living up to that. Left hand by Jandaeng. It's been an effective punch.
Time!
And he nods at Marquez. He is oozing with confidence.
You can't stay standing. That you can't stop. Just keep boxing.
Here is where Jandaeng went low with that punch, and that certainly was low, and gets a warning from Jay Nady. And then the second one, where and that also was very low. In retrospect, looking at it, it was pretty darn low. So Jay Nady takes a point away. But we should point out that Marquez also had a couple of low blows in that round. But great action. Both men throwing a lot of home run shots. There's the straight left by Jandaeng, and I'll tell you, he landed a lot of those. And Marquez coming back with his weapon of choice, the straight right.
Well, as we said, going in, it gets more exciting when Marquez has a guy coming at him. Wait a minute now. A warning from Jandaeng to Marquez.
Starting to look bad. He has got a lot of straight left hands.
It began to swell in round 2. It's now round 4. And Jandaeng is trying to use it as target practice for this straight left. A nice body shot by Jandaeng with the left hand. Jandaeng continues to come forward and swat.
And he would be making a mistake, Jandaeng, despite the point being taken away. It's a part of his arsenal.
Jandaeng continues to land with that left hand.
He is having himself a very good round here.
Blood all over Jandaeng's face. But it's coming from his nose. No blow there by Jandaeng.
Now, we know that Marquez is a very good counter into his hands, but the pressure that Jandaeng's putting on him is unaffected.
Yeah, he's just leaning on him. He knows he's in a fight now. He knows he's got something in front of him. This is a formidable guy.
Good combination there by Marquez, but it doesn't stop Jandaeng from coming forward.
Continues to march in on Marquez with that right eye closing. That would become a
They are the right of Marquez and the left of Jandaeng.
A straight left right on the injured eye by Jandaeng, and that's going to damage that eye.
Stop! Stop! Box!
That's an important plot line. And of course, in between rounds, they'll get the end swell on it, try to bring that swelling down. No jab from Jandaeng. He has a pretty good jab. We saw that in the fights we saw from him. I think that would be valuable for him to use to work his way in.
Now to the body, Jandaeng. Missing there with the left. He spun around.
Stop! Box!
Well, his most notable fight is the one against Guzman that he lost by decision. He thinks Guzman's a better fighter than Marquez. He said it all week.
That is better, stronger, and he said he was going to knock Marquez out. Well, he almost got knocked out a few rounds ago by Marquez. He just got up in time.
Stop!
Pulled down, pulling his head down. Jandaeng warns Jandaeng. Jandaeng pops Marquez with a straight left. As we head for the bell in round 4, this one getting very interesting. We'll keep a close watch on that Marquez eye. And now a concerned spectator in the dressing room, the victorious Rafael Marquez. He's now rooting on his older brother.
You can't be in the ropes. There's no need to. A little Vaseline, please. You're closing in. No. Is the eye okay? Can you see? You need combinations. With combinations, you stand.
The Jandaeng left is now like a laser beam on that swollen eye from Marquez. And there you saw him land it. Very quick, and that was a counterpunch from Jandaeng. So we talk about Marquez. Jandaeng can do it too.
Marquez's right eye becoming a big factor. He is squinting heavily right now, and it's obviously bothering him. They will try everything they can do with the end swell. Round 5 underway here in Lake Tahoe. Well, let's see if Jandaeng's straight left continues to target that damaged eye. And here it does. Marquez trying to go to the body. Jandaeng answers to the body himself. This is one tough kick, Jandaeng.
We have not seen that left uppercut from Marquez. The one in trouble and then knocked him down earlier this. There it is. Thank you. Here's it.
Cute.
Very effective punch.
Jandaeng just missing with that face of Jandaeng with the left jab. Take a look at the press row scoring. It's all Marquez.
I've got 30-37 for Marquez. I have less of a margin.
He's doing some work, getting the cheers from the crowd.
Jandaeng continuing to work to the body and hasn't gotten, he's kept his punches legal and hasn't gotten any warnings or point deductions. Nice switches to righty Jandaeng. Let's see how this works. He can do it and has done it another time.
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. He can switch to an orthodox. See if it has any effect.
He loses a little power when they go away from their normal style. Let's look that up.
He just switched back and nailed him with a straight left. Now he's back at righty. Jandaeng. Landing with a straight right to the head. Stops Jandaeng momentarily. Marquez is doing it. Those punches are landing.
Now Jandaeng back to lefty, and this has been a very good round for Marquez. He's used his jab, he's used his straight right hand. Got caught with a good left by Jandaeng, but for the most part, this has been a great round for Marquez. Excellent body shot by Jandaeng.
And you're talking about a guy who can barely see Marquez. Marquez that score.
That's the punch of
all over Jandaeng.
Bell, bell.
Great round for Marquez.
A little more Vaseline.
He's gonna fall in down. Believe me.
That's how the boxing is. You got to put everything to it when you have a chance. You cut him already. You cut him. This is the 6th round.
Yes. Okay.
This is your fight.
Marquez throwing excellent combinations. He is a very skilled fighter. And look at that. What was given to him was the middle, went right up the middle, and he was able to land those punches against Jandaeng.
And we begin round 6. You got a good look at that right eye of Juan Manuel Marquez. Despite the damage to the eye, he comes off a very effective 5th round.
He told us he did not look at any tapes of Jandaeng, that he just said, I prepare, I didn't look at any tapes of him, I just prepare myself as well as I can and let the chips fall where they may.
Marquez says he doesn't go in with a specific strategy, he prepares himself for every possibility. One pushed Jandaeng back, trained with 3 different sparring partners, one tall, one fast, and one strong. So he gets it all.
That's pretty much everything.
He covers all bases. So he's ready for anything, he said.
You know, in boxing so often, mostly though Marquez was off balance. In boxing, we see sometimes international fighters ranked highly who come and don't have the goods. But Jandaeng, a perfect example of somebody who does. Ranked #1 in this organization, ranked highly in this organization, and a fighter that has skills.
Seems to be a little blood along the left eye of Jandaeng. Blood on the bridge of his nose, as you can see. There it is. Now you can see the cut on the left eyebrow.
Well, we're seeing tonight that the Marquez brothers can be in very exciting and interesting matches, and it makes us want to see them more often.
Yeah, the lighter weight classes are underrated. It's exciting because now a lot of these guys have power too. It's
Absolutely. And we've seen that time. Good straight right hand. Marquez again having a very good round here by throwing a lot of punches. That little left uppercut is a punch that he should not avoid. And
the big straight right.
That's not too bad either.
And a
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You okay?
He's game. He's down only once in 25 fights. Coming in now, down twice against Marquez here tonight. He's got 30 seconds to go.
And he keeps coming forward.
Think twice about that after that flurry by Marquez. Now he's starting back. Comes forward. He's got guts.
He's taking some monster shots by Marquez. Look at Marquez, though. He never loses his composure in the fight, ever, or gets out of his rhythm.
Even when he drops a guy, he's not in a rush.
Take the tail. Take the tail.
The combination punching of Juan Manuel Marquez, impressive for most of this fight. And there he throws an uppercut from farther back than you would like to throw it, yet it lands perfectly, and then follows with an overhand right. And really, that was all started with the jab. You see from above what he does with the jab. He uses it as a rangefinder and then throws what is an unorthodox combination, the right uppercut and the overhand right. But you can do that when you're an accurate and quick puncher.
And major sense of urgency in the Jandaeng corner. Another 10-8 round for Marquez. Jandaeng down in the second round and down in the sixth. Beautiful right uppercut and an overhand right by Marquez, putting Jandaeng down in the last round. Unfortunately, it was late in the round.
We talked at the beginning, Steve, about what was necessary tonight for Juan Manuel Marquez. Winning was good. Winning impressively was even better to demonstrate what he is in this weight division against a very tough guy. Right now, anyway, he's winning impressive.
He wants to get back in the race.
We should point out that his fight there, you look at the scoring at lopsided. I have it lopsided as well. 4-point win actually right now for Marquez. You know, Marquez lost to Chris John in the Far East in the fight. He could easily have been given a decision. He'd like him again, and this could get him closer to it.
A fight by Marquez. He's trying to end it here, and he does. Jandaeng has stopped the fight. A very impressive TKO victory for Juan Manuel Marquez, and he alerts the boxing world that he is back. His brother celebrates. Now they just want to make sure Jandaeng is okay. The doctor's in there checking things out. Look at the right eye of Marquez. He is now going in there to make sure that Jandaeng is okay.
Okay. And it wasn't bad to give it up.
He is a classic guy. Manuel completes a glorious night out for the brothers Marquez.
It was a superb performance, and nothing he did tonight was any better than the way he closed the show. Great body shots, a complete arsenal of punches. That's as diversified attack as you can possibly have. Body shots, uppercuts, jabs, straight right hands, nothing left out of that barrage by Juan Manuel Marquez against a very game and pretty skilled opponent. We see the work downstairs and upstairs by him. And the hand speed very impressive. He says he feels like a 20-year-old. He looked like a 20-year-old in there because not only did he show power, he showed hand speed and combinations and all the rest of it. And when a fighter engages him, as Jandaeng did, he's very, very effective. Had trouble with Chris John across the way because he was a boxer. But when you are anywhere within punching range for Juan Manuel Marquez, you will get this, the hand speed and the combination punching. This was a superb effort all the way through and had to face adversity because Jandaeng did land a lot of punches, and that swelling under the right eye gave Marquez an issue.
And then back in the dressing room, here's the reaction of his younger brother at the time of the stoppage. Rafael Marquez celebrates his brother's victory in the main event. So amidst all of this beauty and serenity, what an explosive and brutal display by Juan Manuel Marquez.
Both of these brothers had to get past gritty and pretty darn good opponents tonight to show their excellence.
Let's get it up to Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 13 seconds in round number 7. Our referee in charge, Jay Nady, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout, and he is the new interim WBO featherweight champion of the world, Juan Manuel Marquez.
With his right eye almost completely shut, he runs his record to 45-3-1 with 34 knockouts, and he's now the mandatory for Scott Harrison's WBO crown if Harrison can make weight after he comes out of rehab. A new life for this man who could now get a higher profile fight at 126 or even 130 with the likes of Barrera, Morales, Pacquiao, or Rocky Juarez if he gets by Barrera. And he can really prove he's the best at these weights. We'll have post-fight reaction in just a moment with Jim Gray, but let's check out the latest from Showbox, the new generation from last night. Our 8-fighter super middleweight tournament has concluded its opening rounds, and now the field has been reduced to 4 semifinalists. Henry Buchanan, John Paul Mendy, LaFaro Bunting, and Tony Hanshaw all advance to the next round on October the 6th. And we'll take a look at the matchups for those 2 semifinal bouts. The 2 finalists will meet in January of 2007 with the winner crowned as the new IBO Super Middleweight Champion. Let's go up to Jim Gray in the ring. Jim.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. Juan, congratulations to you. Felix De Jesus will once again translate for us. I want to ask you about that first round. When you came out, it looked as though you were able to establish control. You put him down in the second round. Did you anticipate that this fight would last 7 rounds after that?
Te quiere preguntar sobre el primer round, que parece que estaba dominando la pelea y tú pensabas que iba a llegar hasta un 7º asalto esta pelea después del primer asalto.
Es un rival bastante fuerte, un buen peleador, de guardia zurda, difícil. Pues me conecto una vez, por eso tengo el ojo así, pero gracias a Dios supimos ganar la pelea.
He's a southpaw, he's a very difficult fighter, and even though I knocked him down in the first round, I knew it was going to be a good fight.
He was able to hit you with that left hook repeatedly. Is your eye okay?
Él te daba con el gancho repetidamente. ¿Está bien el ojo?
Sí, fue un gancho que me agarró confiado, no me cuidé, pero de ahí en fuera ya no me pegó más que otro golpe. Y bueno, pues es un gran peleador.
He's a great fighter. The first time he hit me, I wasn't aware of it. I stumbled a little bit, but then after the second time, I knew I had to watch out for that southpaw.
Did it impair you at all, and were you concerned that they might have to stop the fight because of its closing?
¿Tú creías que iban a parar la pelea debido a que se estaba cerrando el ojo?
No, yo estaba confiado en el ojo no está cerrado completamente, el ojo está bien y yo creo que si iba a la decisión aguantaba el ojo abierto.
No, the eye is not closed. He still had vision in the eye, and he was still able to fight.
Scott Harrison next, if he can get out of rehab and be able to make the fight.
¿Quiere pelear con Scott Harrison la próxima vez?
Estoy listo para cualquiera de las 126 y cualquiera de las 130.
He says he's ready for anybody on the 126 pounds and 130 pounds.
All right. You watched your brother. You were very nervous. He was very nervous watching you. It's difficult to be on the same card?
Yo estaba muy nervioso viendo a tu hermano pelear y ahora él estaba muy nervioso viéndote a ti pelear. ¿Es difícil ustedes estar en la misma cartelera?
Yo creo que es difícil en cuanto a los nervios, pero es una gran motivación que los dos estemos juntos.
It's a great motivation that we both fight together. We are both very nervous, but it's great motivation that we're both on the same card.
Let me backtrack for just a moment. What about Pacquiao if the Harrison fight doesn't come about?
Si no pelea con Harrison, Manny Pacquiao, ¿quisiera pelear con Manny Pacquiao?
Estoy listo, le digo, para cualquiera de las 126, 130. He estado esperando mucho esa pelea, no se ha llegado a concretar.
I repeat, I'm ready for anybody in the 126 or 130 pounds. He's been waiting for that fight, and he's waiting for the fight to happen.
Congratulations to you, Juan.
Quiero mandar un saludo a Komiko en Japón, felicitarla por su nuevo bebé.
She wants to send to somebody out there in Japan, Komiko.
Y para mi esposa y mis hijos.
And for his wife and kids.
All right, congratulations to you. Let's now turn here. How are you feeling? We have Michael Doe will come in and translate for us. Are you okay?
เป็นยังไงบ้างรู้สึกเป็นยังไงบ้างดีเป็นยังไงรู้สึกยังไงก็โอเคครับขอแสดงความดีใจกับมาร์คเวสด้วยครับมาร์คเวสเป็นมวยที่เก่งครับขอบคุณมากครับผมขอบคุณโปรโมเตอร์ที่ผมแข่งขันครับขอบคุณมากครับ
Also he said now he's okay. He congratulations for Marquez. He big congratulations for Marquez. Thank you everybody. In good culture, Samson, everybody. Okay, you will come back.
You were very confident during the week that you were a better fighter, and you made some statements along the lines that you thought that you would be victorious in this fight. Why were you not able to back up what it is that you had felt you were going to be able to accomplish?
What is the reason? Why he didn't follow up?
เขาบอกว่าตอนที่ต่อยมันตาปิดนะทำไมไม่ต่อยตามอีกทำไมไม่ตามเราไม่ต่อยตามคือไม่เดินตามย้ำไปย้ำหมัดย้ำอะไรเพราะอะไร
ผมก็พยายามต่อยตามครับแต่ว่ามาร์คเวสเป็นมวยที่ฉลาดครับรักษาเขาเป็นมวยที่ไวเขารู้ว่าผมจะต่อยเขาก็หลบหลีกดีครับผมก็พยายาม
So he say he tried to follow up but he said Marquez is very smart and he's very quick he know Marquez he knew he follow him and then he turned he's very smart very quick.
You were very courageous tonight. After the second round when you went down, you came back and put on a very game fight. Was it your feeling after the second round that you would be able to get back in?
If after the first, when he got dropped in the second time, how he feel? How it didn't be the end?
ตอนที่โดนต่อยลงไปนับครั้งที่สองลุกขึ้นมาแล้วรู้สึกยังไง
ไม่ได้สติอะไรแล้วไม่ได้สติอะไร
when second knockdown when he woke up he feel nothing he feel nothing.
Thank you for fighting tonight. Congratulations. It was a very game fight of you. All right, let's go back to you, Steve.
All right, Jim, thanks so much. We'll check out how the scoring went for Marquez versus Jandaeng at the time of the stoppage. We'll show you that in just a moment. Let's recap the fight first. Let's go back to the first knockdown, which occurred in round number 2, Al.
Yeah, Marquez unloaded with this left uppercut. It would be a punch that we would see more of during the course of this fight, and he went after Jandaeng, got him in some trouble, and would use the same punch ultimately to actually put him down. Marquez doing work not only to the head but also the body, and it'd be that left uppercut that would send him to the canvas. And interestingly, this was a knockdown that you really had the feeling maybe Jandaeng would not get up from, and he did, in fact, just barely beat the count at 9. There's the punch that sent him down. When a fighter goes down in this posture, for the most part, he doesn't beat the count. We flash forward to round 6, where the hand speed and the right uppercut of Marquez became a big weapon. So both uppercuts from the left and the right side were very important for him. But it's not as if they were the only punches he threw, because Marquez had a very diversified attack this evening, and he needed it against this very gritty Terdsak Jandaeng. He was in trouble here, and ultimately, at the end of the fight, Marquez would get to him using some of the same weapons, working the body and the uppercut. Again, it worked, so why not keep going to it? But he had a lot more than that. The jab, the straight right hand, so many impressive punches in his arsenal tonight. And what I think was most impressive about what Marquez did was, Steve, he showed us everything he has as a fighter. Good hand. For the most part, good defense, even though he got hit with some of those straight lefts.
Yeah, and impressively, he did a lot of that under duress. I mean, his eye was practically closed. As we take a look at the official judges' scores at the time of the stoppage, Wayne Ford had Marquez ahead in one-sided fashion, 59-52, and Doug Tucker had the biggest disparity, 60-51 at the time of the stoppage for Juan Manuel Marquez.